this is the place.
It's so well hidden. But there's nothing spooky. Weird. It's bigger on the inside. Ilyas, do you remember this place? Huh? Did he get separated from us?
There's no need for that.
Alright.
It's okay, Ilyas. You've done more than enough for me already.
I don't understand. Everyone knows that Johnny is stealing your research. Why is no one willing to go? He shamelessly used your thesis to send in a project application. And whenever the project hits a wall, he asks you for help. Everyone knows what's going on.
Do you know how many people are working on that project? If Johnny was kicked out because of academic fraud, that'd be the end of the project. Too many people would be affected.
But he's obviously taking advantage. He throws you the hardest work, and after you're done pulling all-nighters, he struts around with your research data and takes That's not right! Why are you putting up with this?
A lot of people warn me to not say anything, and I think they have a point. This is just how things are. All I want is to graduate without... It's okay. He's at least paying...
Half a year of your time and effort. Countless all-nighters and casual threats and insults, all for a meet. He's treating people like cattle.
Enough. It's fine. I just need to suck it up and get it done.
What's the matter? Huh? You could read minds this whole time and you never told Paimon?
Of course not. I was also able to see those memories just now. They were probably the ones that leaked out while Ilyas was connecting to the collective consciousness.
Connecting?
It's clear that this place isn't a work in progress. The hive has long been finished. The collective consciousness project is already complete, and Ilyas is now returning to the collective. Not entirely. Keep walking and you'll see why.
An entire year's worth of work down the drain. And for what? Your reputation? Do you have any idea how...
You could have played hero any time. So why couldn't you have waited until the project was complete?
I don't understand what you guys are saying. Are you saying you don't care that...
It's a shame. What happened to him? Everyone has been working hard to complete the project.
In any case, we're done with you. Because of your recklessness, the Matra are putting Johnny on trial. None of this affects you at all. But do you know how many people, myself included, needed this project to complete? Now our futures are up in the air. If worst comes to pass, we might not be able to graduate.
I'm sorry.
There's no need for an apology. It's not like I'll accept it anyway. You'll pay.
Hey, you're blinking out again.
Don't jump to conclusions just yet. Save your words for when we see him.
Well, Alias, this is all very strange. Is there really no research group that will take you? Well, to pass this course, you must complete a paper with other researchers. I know you're a hero for fighting. Maybe you should try to improve your relationship with the...
I understand.
You seem troubled.
Who are you?
Where are my manners?
Siraj.
The world hates people who don't fit in. After you reported Johnny for academic fraud, you were ostracized. However, how about it?
What did you see?
Paimon can't believe it! He really did trick us! No! Siraj is the real Giga Jerk here! Ilias is just a regular... Ooh! Paimon so... Ilias!
You've come. I intentionally slowed my integration into the collective consciousness because... And I wanted to apologize to you as him. It was only at Gandharvaville that the second thing I must do to throw off the Matra and bring Alhaitham to the Hive. That...
You were already Siraj number 3...
Yes, I truly did forget many things during that time, even my identity. However, it's not that I got scared and forgot. It's difficult to fool Alhaitham, so I had to create the...
And the best guise is when you believe your own lies.
Correct. I only told you that the Hive was incomplete because I had deleted my memories. It was finished a long time ago. Before I left, I was already living as number 36. Only here can I be truly free. That's all I wanted to say. After I enter this room, my consciousness will merge back into the collective.
Is this your decision?
Yeah! The person we know is Ilias! Not the outside world is painful sometimes, but... Paimon...
Do you need more time to consider, Ilias?
Hey, who are...
That is Siraj.
So you're that Giga Jerk!
Giga Jerk? Huh, how bold of you! I modified Akasha terminals to allow users to share memories and emotions. Then, I recruited researchers from the academia to build a collective consciousness. I assigned numbers to everyone and divided the experiment's tasks amongst... Here, people can live easily and happily without...
You're just trying...
Then I ask you, there are researchers at the academia who engage in dangerous research in extreme environments while others become idle. And people are so obsessed with collective will that even those are... Isn't that right, Ilias? There's no need to deny this, as it is fact, and the terminus of conformity is a Welcome to the Hive, Alhaitham. You once arrogantly denied the merits of this. A few simple words from you, and my research was consigned to nothingness. Of course, I'm well aware that you don't, but I didn't give up.
When we arrived, I noticed many empty rooms in the Hive.
Oh, you noticed that? The answer is the academia. They're executing another phase of the plan. The plan to it. The collective consciousness links all of us into a single mind. Everything has been proceeding smoothly. You are our biggest obstacle. With you, the project will snowball until ultimately everyone will be part of my hive. No. The hive will be in control. And it will lead the...
We won't let...
What can you achieve with mere word? Return to the hive, number 36.
Yes.
Wait! Don't go back! And you aren't an outcast!
That's easy for you to say, given that you're travelers. Will you two continue to stay at the academia? Return, number 36. You know as well as I do that comforting words don't make life.
Ilias?
You two are just as arrogant. You think that everyone should be like you and live according to their own truths. I allowed number 36 to leave the hive without his memories only because I knew he would eventually return. Alhaitham, do say a word.
I made those words quite clear a year ago. The model you presented was extremely unstable. No amount of garish packaging will change its fragile nature. It can't be helped. If you were clever enough to realize those problems, then you would have been aware that the hive changed when Ilias returned to this collective consciousness.
What?
What's happening?
The collective needs motivation to execute its plans, just as machinery requires energy to operate. That's why you, as the Overmind, synchronized your hatred of me into the collective, prompting them to create and execute a plan to eliminate me. However, when Ilias returned to the collective, his memories and emotions were shared with the rest of its members. This includes his perception of me.
Thanks for that. You know, you don't seem like such a bad person. Strange, isn't it? Why did I have those thoughts at that time?
This contradicts the hatred you had provided them, and these two differing emotions will give rise to new conflict.
So that's it. Wait, so you knew that Ilias would return to the hive? And then you pretended to keep him around just to fool Sarat. Wouldn't expect any less from you, Alhaitham. Once the collective consciousness bugs out, we'll take that opportunity. Wait.
Alhaitham, I told you. Ilias's return had indeed introduced abnormal emotions, and your struggle has been in vain. And it's time to end it.
So many months and something.
I also integrated monsters into the collective, though I ranked them. Despite their lack of intelligence, perfect cooperation can be achieved, much like soldiers who have Now then, drown in endless—
Hey, Alhaitham?
I've already sent my gift to the collective. It'll take some time for the recipient to You two just need to brace yourselves for the nuisance in front of us.
Well, all right.
What's going on? What's with this sudden influx of information? Silence! As the Overmind, I command you!
Illusion shattered!
What have you done?
Calm down. Don't you have an easy way to figure this out? You were only designated as number 36? What a shame. From what I can see, your talents merit a smaller number. Putting aside the validity of the data, it is meaningless to judge individuals based solely on their jnana energy.
What you said to Ilias has now become a memory shared by all members of the Hive. I see it now! You've channeled and amplified their selfish desires! You're trying to destroy my Hive from the inside out!
Human minds are not infinitely pliable, and your Hive has stretched many of them to their limit. Once your authority as Overmind starts to wane, it won't be long before your subjects snap back. Is it worth living here like a machine? Being a tool for the rest of my life? As soon as one person begins to have these thoughts, selfishness, doubt, and fear will propagate, thanks to the web of consciousness that you built. At this stage, your so-called Hive has already fallen.
It's not over yet. I am the Overmind! There has to be a way!
It's too late. Once the desires of the Hive accumulate, beyond a certain threshold, they will kill their king.
It wouldn't have suffered such a disgraceful defeat if I was the Overmind.
My number shouldn't be so far down the list! Siraj is a liar!
This isn't what we agreed to!
I should be the one in your position!
The hive shut down? What happened just now?
Members of a collective consciousness are more likely to reach a consensus because of their shared memories and emotions. For example, Ilias did have differing perceptions, but he ultimately followed the collective consciousness's judgment. However, this system is far from perfect. Based on this logic, the collective consciousness will generate an intractable diffusion effect upon encountering negative emotions. The disturbance that Ilias caused wasn't for naught. It made the collective question the Overmind.
Setbacks in the plan further amplify doubt, which diminishes the Overmind's influence. This inevitably causes the collective to generate negative emotions.
Apprehension, disappointment, panic, avarice. These negative emotions can be very well hidden, as humans generally do not share completely transparent channels of communication. But in the hive, where there are no secrets, negativity can spread like a tidal wave. Of course, what I said to Ilias was the trigger for all of this. A few words were enough. Believe in the power of words, Siraj.
You were already thinking of a way to destroy the collective consciousness. Even back then, you knew that Ilias was the bait all along?
I knew it from the moment I saw him. Moreover, I never looked down on you. My opinion of you has always been objective. You have a naive view towards the concepts of collective consciousness and human evolution, but you are intelligent and disciplined. You would never let a test subject escape. Mistakes like that are beneath you, and you also won't leave any mistake without a resolution.
I never thought I'd hear those words come from you. I know very well that you've never viewed me as an equal. When you were with us, you always had a distant look in your... You don't need to hide it. I know it better than anyone else. The arrogance that comes with being a genius. Nobody likes...
Your perspective is entirely born from your habitual way of looking at things. From your perspective, you probably think I'm like you, someone who doesn't fit in. However, I've never placed myself on a pedestal. I just want to distance myself from meaningless noise and look at everything objectively. On the other hand, you have failed to come to terms with who you truly are. You care too much about winning and how others perceive you.
You mean to say that I'm...
Is that not so? Arrogant and emotionally fragile. You view people as a simple, mediocre collective, while you regard me as one of your kind.
Regardless,
You will stand trial, yes. But arresting people isn't in my job description. I'm just an ordinary staff member. I believe it is the General Mahamatra's duty to escort you away.
Sino? What are you doing here?
I followed the symbols. Looks like things have already been settled.
Symbols?
I left a similar picture in my letter to him, and I made several similar symbols on the way here.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, Paimon remembers! When Paimon first saw you, Arav said that you had... So you really did know that something was up with Ilias from the start!
It'd be best if you didn't spout nonsense. I never employed any mode of trickery on you. By the way, I came across some information at the Academia a few days ago. If you practice the method discussed therein, your vision may improve.
Seriously? By the way, Sino, Paimon heard that Siraj sent more people to the Academia. We can't...
Don't worry. The Matra have started screening suspicious persons. And we've already arrested... This was likely one factor that caused the Hive's consciousness to waver. Everything went as...
Good. Seems like the interesting part is already over. I'll leave the arrests to you all. See you.
And off he goes. There still are a lot of tests...
Oh no. Oh no. I was involved in all these plans to get rid of the acting Grand Sage? What came over me? How could I do...
We were accomplices without knowing it. But I'm afraid that Alhaitham might pressure the Matra into giving us help. Whether he's the scribe or the acting Grand Sage, we can't afford to offend him. It seems our future at the Academia will be full of uncertainty.
We can discuss the future later. Leaving the collective left me with a strange sense of guilt. I didn't feel anything towards Alhaitham at first, since he wasn't well known. All the opinions I heard about him were negative, though. Siraj made us hate Alhaitham, and we blindly accepted that hatred and thought of him as a bad person. From how things look, we've done a lot of...
I guess we're getting what we deserve. Could you help us apologize to Alhaitham?
help you tell Alhaitham, but whether he chooses to forgive you is up to him.
It's okay. No matter what he chooses, apologizing will make us feel slightly better. If he chooses to remember this...
It's time to go.
Let's go.
So, were they all... We can ask Alhaitham...
Looks like I can't exist as Siraj number 36. Yet, my life as Ilyas goes on. When I was at Gandharvaville, I thought about whether I should just come forward with the truth. But I didn't have So in the end, I lost my sense of justice.
Ilyas?
Don't be sad. However, I didn't come out of this completely empty-handed. The moment the hive collapsed, an idea popped into my head. I realized that the collective I was always trying to fit into wasn't as powerful as I had imagined. Understanding that gave me courage somehow. Perhaps one day I could be just like Alhaitham and not care about what anyone else...
You can do it.
Thanks. Well, I should get going. I'm one of the primary suspects in the case, so I'll have to receive my due. Can you keep this a secret from my parents and my sister? Also, please apologize to Alhaitham for me.
All the test subjects have been taken away. I'll have my subordinates seal the place, retrieve all documentation, and just... Are you too hurt?
Hyman's fine.
Get some rest. Alhaitham is probably waiting for you at the entrance. Watch out for any of Siraj's associates who might still be in hiding. If you encounter...
Okay, you stay safe. Let's go meet up with Alhaitham.
The matter's settled. We can return now. I actually thought it would have been settled sooner. This took much longer. Judging by your faces, it seems like you two still have some questions. I respect your curiosity, but I'm off the clock now, so I'm not going to field any questions.
Hey, we're not your colleagues!
You couldn't tell that was an excuse just now?
What? Are you kidding me? You're not leaving today until you explain what happened back...
See ya.
Hold it right there!
Are you done? Your behavior is reminding me of some other...
Stop changing the subject!
It's too much of a hassle to explain everything from the top. You know what?
Where to?
You'll know when we get there.
Is this your home?
Yes.
What's with you all of a sudden?
Ah, you're back. Quick, come help me see if this painting's all straightened. Huh? Who are they?
Stop making a fuss. They're obviously guests.
You're not from the academia, are you?
I'm unsure she's seen you before. You're the person from that time!
Wait, what? How do you know me? Oh no, do people...
What? You're embarrassed only now of all...
Oh, you guys...
Yes we are, but keep that to yourselves. Please, don't tell anyone...
I keep a few books on collectives and the subconscious here at home. I'll get them.
Hey! You're leaving just like that? Sorry, I know we've only just met, but I have to ask. Are you, you wouldn't happen to be actors that Alhaitham hired to pretend to be his friends, would you? Guess not. I've never seen him invite friends home before, so please excuse my surprise. You guys get it, right? You know, with his temperament and
But aren't you...
I wouldn't... Okay, Well, you... Don't worry about it. My name is Kaveh. I'm sorry to have met you under these circumstances.
You seem like you got a lot going on. So maybe some more...
Are you serious? How could you... Of course.
What? That was a normal response. You exposed your own weak...
Still, why do you have to treat me like...
Judging by the deafening din coming from the living room, you all must be getting along.
Entertain your own friends, why don't you?
I'll leave the books here.
Paimon's dizzy from reading. This is way too complicated. Paimon wants to know,
A year ago, Siraj presented his thesis to the Grand Sage, who offhandedly asked for my opinion. I actually responded with 2 lines of reasoning. The first, as I've already said, was that his research was on human evolution, a subject prohibited by the academia. The second was that I thought the direction of his research was too extreme, but his approach too conservative.
Wait, that's too conservative? He built such a large lab, gathered all those people, and even tried to get rid of you!
One way to stabilize a collective consciousness is to remove the test subject's humanity altogether. The optimal solution to achieve collective consciousness is to focus solely on the overmind and treat the other test subjects as tools.
That's way too dangerous.
I'm merely stating the facts. If Siraj had done that, I would have felt his work to be just as senseless. It's impossible for any species to evolve overnight, and humans without their humanity cannot be called human. That's why the academia prohibited research into human evolution.
Ha! That's rich coming from you. If humans aren't humans without their humanity, then you'll probably evolve into some other species in another decade,
What about you? Are you going to devolve into a fungus?
At least I'd be a fungus with... Sorry for eavesdropping, but what happened to you guys?
Sort of. We encountered a strange researcher that had it.
Are you all okay? Huh. So that's how things went. Such is life. If only he'd known, Alhaitham could have stayed indoors today, and the whole thing could have been avoided, right? Plus, he could have helped me with the housework for once. See those books? They've been sitting there waiting...
Can you feel the awkwardness in the air? I hope you're aware of your lack of conversation.
Oh, so the pot's calling the kettle black, is he?
I'm doing quite well. Much better than that.
You don't...
Paimon can't tell which of them is more problematic. Let's just get this over with and leave.
You whisper very loudly.
Oh,
Do you have any more questions?
let Paimon think.
I bear them no ill will. More accurately, I don't really care about what they To some extent, they were also fooled by Siraj. The Matra will take this into account at their trials.
Ilias also said that he wanted to tell us the truth at Gandharvaville, but he didn't have the... He apologized...
It doesn't matter. I never considered asking him to come forward with the truth. Judging from his experiences, he's more courageous than the average person. There's no need to lay even more criticism on him. Criticizing the brave only shows how weak you yourself... I'm going for dinner in 10 minutes, so I'll field one last question.
Paimon doesn't have any more questions. How about you? Oh, yeah, that's a good question. You only started investigating with the Matra at the Academia because you were interested in something, right? But after meeting Siraj, it didn't seem like you were interested in him or his experiment.
I had no interest in him personally, but I was curious as to why so many people were willing to form a collective consciousness with him. I now understand the reason. Correct. The fall of the sages and the shutdown of the Akasha terminals deeply affected the academia. The fact that Siraj's project attracted so much interest despite not being approved speaks to the lack of research projects as of late. As the acting Grand Sage, In addition, what happened to Ilias is worth our attention. Reporting academic fraud was the right thing to do. He didn't deserve the outcome that he had received.
Paimon understands now. Oh.
I think minimum viable seriousness is a more apt description. I'll do my...
Wait!
Yes. I've already submitted my resignation to the academia. Soon, I'll resign as the acting Grand Sage. I don't think Siraj knew about that. If he had waited just a few more days before acting, I would have already resigned. What he'd do then wouldn't have been any concern of mine. However, even without my input, his unstable model would have collapsed for some other reason.
But why do you want to...
I'm not suited to be a sage, nor do I want to be one. The official process to select the new sages is already underway, but this process is long and takes far too much. If I serve as acting Grand Sage for too long, the position might become permanent. That would be troublesome. This job isn't something I want to spend the rest of my life doing. It's important to keep your priorities straight. Well, it's a...
Oh, now that you say that, Paimon's kinda hungry. See ya! We're
See ya.
Well, I'm off to meet with him. Please wait here for me.
Okay. Looking forward to your good news. That should be everything. The only thing left to do now is to wait until the debate. I'm not sure why, but I'm getting nervous again. You were great, Nilu! Your words won over Inaya! Talk like that during the debate, and you'll get an easy win! Thanks for that, Paimon. But I still feel like it'll be an uphill battle. I need to be calmer, cooler, and more collected. Yeah. I'm acting as everyone's representative, so I'll need to act brave, even if I won't feel like it. Huh? What's left? Huh? What a strange question. Isn't a theater just a theater? Why would it need to be anything else? Wait. You're not asking what the theater does, but what it is. Let me think.
Art must first be appreciated by others to confer value.
Ah, got it. When we were trying to find a way to save the theater, we heard many stories not of the theater, but of the people whose lives have been touched by it. Zubair Theater is our reason for coming together. It connects us all in unique ways. In other words, it's like a bond. A bond? The theater provides money for Miss Raykar and her children, inspiration for Mr. Kasani, and it also gives Inaya shelter from her and its story won't end here. And we'll all be there for them. Aside from the delivery of performances, isn't this another reason for Zubair Yeah, that makes sense. We definitely felt, but Paimon doesn't see how this will help in the debate. Oh, gotcha! No matter how strong an opponent is, they'll have to go on the defensive if pressed on a weak point. I feel like that's another prong in our attack. Paimon also feels a lot more relieved. Let's show him what we got!
Sorry for the wait. Things went a lot more smoothly than I expected. Why are you all smiling so much?
We realized that your dad might not be as scary as we had.
We just finished our prep. We have to win. No.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I am Safwan, a scholar from the Academia, and I will serve as this debate's adjudicator. I swear to judge both parties with the utmost wisdom and impartiality. I will neither interfere with I ask for both parties to stand. May the Dendro Archon also serve as a witness to the—
Since you so desperately demand an explanation, I will expound on the Academia's— You may have misunderstood. However, the truth is that the Academia wishes for every resident of Sumeru to be afforded opportunities to grow and cultivate. Therefore, the works they consume should also possess enlightening qualities and intellectual value. We have failed to identify these qualities in the shows performed at Zubair Theater. In other words, instead of struggling against the Academia in pointless confrontations, if you had spent your time reflecting on improving the quality of your shows and enlightening your audience, Zubair Theater would not be today facing such a tragic fate.
Aggressive from the get-go. He's really putting on the pressure. Can Nilu stand her ground?
Calm down, Nilu. First, carefully analyze what he said. He said that we were shut down not because the Academia looks down on the arts, but rather because our shows aren't up to their standards. However, everyone is free to appreciate art. No form of art is inherently superior. Inaya really wants to win. The theater carries everyone's feelings and serves as the bond that connects us all. Mr. Zubair has been meticulously managing the theater. Everything... Don't think that would make for a good rebuttal. In your eyes, our shows can't meet the Academia's expectations. Shouldn't it be the audience who decides if a show is intellectual or enlightening? Why is someone from the Academia judging that? Also, I believe that there is no such thing as a wiser or more enlightening performance. Art doesn't discriminate, and it appeals to all. Everyone has the right to appreciate art.
Appreciation is but a primitive form of satisfaction. Guidance and enlightenment are necessary if we are to induce growth in the performers as well as the audience. This stance holds performers to a higher standard and encourages the development of the arts. If all performances are simple-minded, require little effort to comprehend, and lack any impetus for the betterment of society, then the people will not be able to develop a greater level of artistic understanding. Nurturing the populace's understanding requires a long and arduous...
He changed the topic without batting an eye. Good thing I'm prepared. If I remember correctly... The theater carries everyone's feelings and serves as the bond that connects us all.
Art must first be appreciated by others to confer value.
Someone at our theater has tried that before. He was a famed artist, but he recognized that very few people could connect with his works. I agree that art should be enlightening, but we can't pursue that goal by creating complicated works. If a work can't tap into an audience's personal experiences or feelings, then its contents may as well be a castle in the sky. What's the point of performing a show that its audience can't even follow? That would only be forcing people to watch something they don't like.
You can only reach that conclusion from a place of ignorance.
In that case, before passing judgment, you should first become a better dancer than me.
You tell them, Nilu.
Looks like he's backed himself into a corner.
As the party holding the burden of proof, Sharif has failed to provide sufficient support for his judgment of the quality of Zubair Theater's programs. Likewise, the definition that Nilu put forth is but her personal opinion. Neither party is the victor for this particular point of Additionally, I must request that both parties exercise greater control on their emotions.
Keep it up, Nilu! You're doing great!
In that case, I shall speak of more concrete matters. The essence of this issue is that you have violated the law, so you must now pay the price for your transgression. This course of action is also completely procedurally sound. We have already contacted Zubair Theater multiple times regarding the theater's repertoire. However, you have consciously ignored our warnings, or perhaps your compliance was purely superficial. Regardless,
that is indeed so, according to the laws decreed by the Academia.
He started talking about procedural stuff. Mr. Zubair has been meticulously managing the theater. Mr. Zubair has already provided signed copies of all documentation related to our operations. Everything is perfectly filled out and valid. Although the theater's performances don't align with the Academia's requests, the law doesn't say that Zubair Theater can be demolished only because of that reason. Demolition notices need to be provided in writing and made available to the public. Otherwise, the theater can continue to operate as long as its license is valid. Failing to follow these rules makes your stance procedurally unsound.
Yeah! That's right!
there are different ways to apply the rules. So long as this matter is discussed within the Academia, this course of action will come.
Looking at the past 27 cases of similar nature, 90% of them support Sharif's claim and position. However, the demolition process in those cases was only started after discussion at the Academia. In other words, premature notice of demolition is indeed a rash act.
That's more than enough. We've proven that the order is unreasonable as it currently stands.
Cease your futile.
Nilu's definitely won this point, right? You're right. Stay focused.
Even if permission for demolition has yet to be obtained, it is a fact that your performances violated the Academia's policy. Based on that fact, we can permanently revoke your right to...
Under the current system, it is indeed possible to immediately revoke...
That's a thing?
Rather than protecting Zubair Theater, I surmise that your true intention is to maintain your hold over your own. Without them, Zubair Theater is nothing more, and without its performances, the theater has nothing else.
What you said isn't true at all.
Keep it cool, Nilu!
Right. I need to keep calm just a little more. Everyone is free to appreciate art. No form of art is inherently superior. The theater carries everyone's feelings and serves as the... Zubair Theater isn't simply a performance venue to us. It means more than that. It's been our home for a long time. Miss Raykar can't go on adventures anymore, but she has found a stable career and a new life at the theater. Her son, Sorin, has already passed his theater exam, and he'll soon be our newest. Mr. Kasani found a new way to look at art. He decided to stay at the theater to watch us grow. Mr. Farhad and Mr. Hushang visit even when there isn't a show going on, and they always tell us lots of entertaining stories. Even Inaya wants to stay with us, and she's starting to look forward to a new future. Zubair Theater exists for them, for every single one of us.
Perhaps Zubair Theater has provided you with a multitude of positive emotions and experiences. However, the interpersonal relationships you speak of were established. Sheikh Zubair operates the theater for his livelihood. Relationships are merely a byproduct in this exchange of interests. They may be pleasant and captivating, but they can only ever when scholars collaborate to solve difficult problems. We freely share our knowledge and reason. However, this collaboration ends. The reason is simple. We are scholars.
He really doesn't think much of relationships. Paimon also thinks he did a lot of prep. He's been...
Sharif's argument is currently the more persuasive of the two. For this point, the continuance of the interpersonal relationships Nilu spoke of, the academia has made significant academic contributions, in no small part due...
Oh no! What should we do? Things are going in the opposite direction! A setup? So Neil...
Good. He said what he said. The next argument could decide, but... is this really the best thing to do? It might be too cruel to Inaya. Inaya really wants to win. She doesn't want to lose anything else because of her painful past. She already agreed to this. She wants to win, no matter what. Me too. Mr. Sharif believes that interpersonal relationships are a byproduct of working towards a goal. Once that goal is achieved or abandoned, those relationships would have no more reason to continue. Then, if someone has failed to live up to his expectations...
If someone has failed to live up to your expectations and ran away from home...
Inaya...
Sorry, Nilu. As expected, I should be... If in your eyes, the purpose of my existence is to become your academic successor, then that goal has ended in complete failure. By your logic, that means there is no more reason to sustain our...
Members of the audience who do not belong to either...
Let her speak. What she does not say, Nilu will.
No matter how many disagreements, you're so...
Yeah! Don't look down!
You can watch a dance anywhere, but there's only one Zubair theater.
I'm almost starting to feel sorry for this guy, what with the idiotic things he said.
Order! Order! Members...
I confess that this is the final argument we had prepared. Disown me, and you will win the debate. But before that, Father, I've been doing some soul... I kept trying to... That is to say, I would... But by doing that... I won't force my expectations upon you anymore. I will move on from my family trouble. But if you dare to harm this place...
This is not the time to space out, Sharif. The debate...
You already consider...
You should be asking us that...
Of course we miss Inaya!
It was a bit of a process, but we won her over.
Make no mistake. All those who come to Zubair Theater become one of us.
It is surprisingly...
Wait, what are you... never mind.
They left?
Does that mean we've won?
We won?
Nilu, you're amazing!
I relaxed for a moment, and it looks like he still has a place for her in his heart.
Terrific work, Nilu and Anaya. They likely won't cause any more trouble for us.
Didn't know you could get so fierce. I have a lot of newfound respect for you two.
This really took a lot out of me, though. I don't ever want to do this again.
Both Miss Nilu and Miss Inaya were so cool! Should we throw a second round of celebrations?
Oh, it's you. Yes, I feel a lot better. The more I think back on everything, the more surreal it all feels. I don't think I could repeat what I did a second time. Yes, and it's all thanks to you. I see. You mean how fate brought me to the theater, right? Then I'll have to tell you about my teacher who Mr. Zubair had mentioned. Mr. Zubair opened his theater when I was still a child. There was a beautiful dancer, and from the moment I saw her, I couldn't look away. I thought to myself, the gods must have blessed her with such talent. But later on, she would actually smile down at me and say, just the opposite, in fact. Yeah. She said, dance is an art born from toil. It isn't a gift from the gods, but a creation by our own hands. It is a beautiful thing born from our life experiences. Whenever there is joy or something to be celebrated, people will dance. In other words, any place where people can effortlessly begin a dance will for sure be filled with the blessings of everyone's happiness. She wasn't looking for flowers and applause. All she wanted was to see her audience smile. Right. The same as what Mr. Kasani believes. I was completely moved by what she had said, so I started taking dance lessons from her. And later on, I began to dance. Before she retired, she told me, for as long as you live, never forget what dance means to others. This is why Mr. Zubair and I never intended to listen to the academia. Even though it ended up causing everyone a whole lot of trouble, thankfully, everything worked out in the end. Although, I do have a... Yeah. Even though she has... Before he left, Mr. Sharif looked like he had a lot... He probably has a lot of things he wants to say, but will now perhaps never get a chance to. Yeah. But I still... You and Paimon are more than welcome to... Who knows? Everyone, I'd like to introduce you to... hello? She'll be dancing for us from now on. So please, give her...
Inaya's taken her place on the stage! Oh, Paimon wonders how she'll look when she starts dancing. When you stop and think about it, happy endings like this sure aren't easy to come by. Nilu's efforts, everyone's wisdom, Inaya's determination. Huh? What do you mean by that? You do have a point, the whole demolition thing was going overboard. But he really could. If he really wanted to be ruthless, he could have done some. Oh well. It's not like we can understand how people like him think. Huh? Wait. Look at the cat! Isn't that Inaya's father?
Oh. I don't have much to do today, so I just...
Are you looking for...
No, I am simply here to watch a performance. There is no need to... Well, my loss at the debate caused quite the loss of faith. I used this opportunity to suggest that my superiors temporarily suspend me from duty. Otherwise, the rumors would probably persist for even...
Suspended from duty?
Yes, I am temporarily unemployed. However, I now have an abundance of time, so I can afford to come here and watch a show. I admit that I do not understand the magic that this theme... I still cannot forget that young lady's perseverance. Inaya would almost certainly mature in the presence of such a person. There are no parents who do not worry about their children. I suppose she managed to hit a weak spot of mine. Never mind.
You're already here, so you...
No, that is not... Do not tell her that I was here.
Come on. Who knows if you'll get a chance like this again? But...
Huh?
You said you were going to make peace with your past. Show your father how much you've grown. Don't be nervous. Everyone at Zubair Theater has your back. Hey, let's go somewhere else. We should give them some space.
You sure they'll be okay?
I don't know, but I think we should have faith in them.
Yes, Inaya. I have something for you. I'm still learning. It's hardly a masterpiece, but it's yours, if you'll take it.
Huh?
You don't have to take it. It's fine. Never mind.
Let's have a heart-to-heart, Father.
Like father, like daughter. They're both so awkward with their feelings.
Yeah. She probably would have snuck away as well if I didn't drag her back.
Do you think they'll be able to reconcile?
I'm not sure. A complete reconciliation may also not be the best thing for them right now. All those years of arguments and misunderstandings can't be settled overnight. It might be best if they continue to keep some distance for now. But no matter where their hearts and bodies may be, all I wish for them is to be able to one day tap... Oh, by the way, everyone's real... So we made you a little something.
Isn't this Zubair Theater? Whoa! This is amazing!
We've also... Mr. Zubair and Mr. Kasani took charge of the design, while Inaya and I made all the little pieces with the help of Miss Reika or Miss Nadia made and assembled the centerpiece. As adventurers, you two will doubtlessly travel to many more lands, and that's why we hope that your time at Zubair Theater will become a fond memory of your journey.
We'll come back and watch you dance whenever we get the chance.
You're welcome. And there's... Come on, take it.